Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. We are here in the BTS Pro Series. It is day number 3. We are live and ready to go. My man Tsunami, Neil, how you doing? We're getting ready to watch some wonderful Dota. How you feeling?
Feeling ready to kind of re-immerse myself because, as is tradition, in between events, I typically fall off the radar
Mm.
and completely ignore what's going on in the Dota world. And as I wouldn't want to stay inconsistent, and so haven't been watching any of ESL LA. Just now refreshing myself on the results of what have happened on the first 2 days of this Pro Series event, at least in Southeast Asia. And that's why I'm especially excited for this, because it's been a bunch of 2-0s, it seems. But now, a team that has lost, both of these teams, Geek Fam and T1, both of them have lost. But now one of them will finally come out as a victor on day 3 of this event.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time to see, all of these teams. A couple of them, I think the 3 matches that we have in total today, and a lot of them have lost. And it's not looked particularly close either. So that's going to be something to watch for. Before we get into the draft and into the very first game here, which again, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, which is right on down there, it's Geek Fam versus T1. Give a quick little shout out to our sponsors, Monster, keeping us energized through these late evenings. I don't know if you've seen this net, Neil, but I have a lovely
No, I'm just
Monster hammock
assuming.
behind it.
I'm assuming it's somewhere around right here.
No, you're
but
pointing the other direction. It's terrible.
I'm pointing. Wait. It's this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm excited to check the stream after the delay.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Monster keeping us energized through the late evenings, and of course Loot.bet, the official betting sponsor, the BTS Pro Series. So let's hop on into this draft because we have one available right now. Also, oh wait, you're right. Sorry, I thought you were talking that monster.
Right. Yeah, it was on the stool. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my bad. That's that
right.
Monster. Yeah.
If I aim it like right here, I think I'm like right there.
If you go,
which of course it's physically there.
Right. You can actually, if you put your other hand out, you can put your hand behind it and hold it. No, you got a little bit higher, a little bit higher.
Cup it.
Yeah, well, no, because your hand's going to be behind it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Look at that. You're holding it.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what it looks like in 5 minutes.
All right, wonderful stuff. Well, we do have a game now. I should probably unmute Dota 2 since they have already picked a couple of different heroes. Void Spirit coming out first, pretty interesting. He's been having a little bit of a resurgence, it feels like, particularly in Southeast Asia, whether it's mid or whether it's off lane. There's even been some people running at position 1, believe it or not, as crazy as that is. So it's interesting.
What, with like a bunch of Aghanim Scepters, I'm guessing, because his Aghanim Scepter seems amazing. I think cool. Probably one of the I like Snapfire seems good situationally. Void Spirit seems like core, and I haven't seen a core Aghanim Scepter in quite a while, so that's why I was excited to see his change. And plus, I kind of felt that he was more viable as a 4, just because I was a big fan of the Yule's build. But now with the Aghanim Scepter being arguably core, I can understand why SEA can justify putting him even as a 1 position.
Yeah, it's well, and the thing about it is, you mentioned like the Snapfire Ags. To me, there is always like the best Snapfire Ags play is going to be better than any Void Spirit Ags play as ever.
Yeah,
but the relative value, or what's the word? God, what is it? Expected value of the Void Spirit Aghanims is going to be like infinitely higher. Just because it's so useful in so many different situations. Tusk Batrider taken. Tusk has been really moving up the totem pole of heroes right now. It's one of those that sort of has quietly been getting buff after buff after buff, and if you manage to catch somebody out, it's a pretty quick and easy kill.
Yeah, and I think there's been a shortage of mids, or rather 4 positions that can easily gank mid. For some reason, that trend has kind of fallen off a little bit, but Tusk is one of the heroes that has very, very minimal commitment. I'm seeing so many. I was seeing a lot of Mirana showing up recently in some other region, and it's just not nearly as reliable as something like a Tusk is.
I do love the Mirana, though. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, after all of her arrow buffs, I think it is justified, but like it's more hype than a Tusk, but it's just not nearly as you can't count on it to win you mid like a Tusk can.
True enough. PL taken afterwards, so hypothetically 2 of the very early cores getting taken by Geek Fam.
Yeah.
But a great matchup against Batrider. I mean, to some extent at least, right? Like, you're going to be able to doppelganger stuff off. It's a long cooldown at those early levels.
Yeah, I guess Phantom Lancer is Lifestealer not particularly popular because I think in terms of laning against a Batrider, Lifestealer was still always consistently more popular than a PL, just because of you're looking at heroes that can take off sticky napalm. But yeah, they opt for the PL, and Oracle was first phase banned, and remaining. Yeah, I guess Juggernaut is just not a hero right now.
5 seconds remaining.
It does look like I need to actually swap over these teams real quickly, because again, wonderful stuff.
Right.
There we go. Now, oh, it's so pretty, so easy.
Oh wait, no, I missed my timing. I didn't get to see myself hold it up. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it again.
I promise
we're at 1:30.
You are not missing. Oh wow, amazing.
Wait, okay.
I like it. That's really well done. Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, now I need to remember at 1:30 on the third pick on T1. That's when I need to look.
I like it. So Geek Fam runs with the Grimstroke. This has been another hero that's really been rising up in the ranks recently, at least in the Southeast Asian season that region that we've seen. Also, I've been watching, like, once I get done with all these matches, CIS starts up for the ESL matches, so I've been watching some of those as well, and it feels like it's quite good. The thing that's kind of funky about it is, like, I thought that when he was going to be making a comeback, it was going to be around that, like, new level 10 talent, but it seems like it's just every other piece of his kit that's really the reason that people have been running him. Like, his early aggression in the laning stage just seems really strong.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are recognizing how much potential there is with Inkswell combos. Yeah. I guess there are a lot of melee heroes that, like, are quite popular right now, like Phantom Lancer himself, which to an extent Geek Fam may have picked it as a denial pick. But I think it's also good against Phantom Lancer because I'm seeing, if nothing else, Grimstroke's slight resurgence is also because people are kind of considering his Aghanim Scepter to be like something worthy of building, as opposed to being one of those like, oh, Roche dropped an Ags, we'll give it to Grimstroke, sure, why not? And against a Phantom Lancer, the Dark Portrait has a ton of potential. So I'm curious to see if they're going to give this Grimstroke any more farm priority than usual, or if it's just a denial pick, or if it's just, like you said, a trending hero right now.
Yeah, it could be. I think that the Dark Portrait, we saw one of those the other day. It was against an anti-mage, and I was like, oh, this is going to be sick. It got counterspelled like 4 times. It was so disappointing. But, you know, it happens. Obviously, against a PL, it's much easier to make sure that you get it off. Even if it's against an illusion, you know, it works there as well. But yeah, Shadow Demon, Puck taken, as well as the Ember Spirit. Puck, I'm surprised that Puck got through this far. We've been seeing a lot of Puck getting first phase banned in the Southeast Asian region. I'm kind of leaning more towards it being a 4 Puck right now, but obviously mid would still be a possibility, or offline. I mean, it could go anywhere, but I kind of like the idea of it being a 4 Puck.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe why they picked up the Void Spirit so early on, is they have the flex potential between the 1 and the 2, like you said. Because, yeah, I'm used to seeing Puck much more earlier on, but maybe they wanted to see their core flexibility as opposed to support flexibility. But I'm leaning for Puck as well. The only issue is that I don't think it's going to be able to do very much against a Batrider, which I guess that's why you pick the Phantom Lancers, because you don't really need to help out Phantom Lancer that much in lane. Shadow Demon can probably handle it himself. You don't need any rotations from the Puck. It's just, Tusk is a very popular hero for a reason, and he can show up in any lane. And Phantom Lancer Doppelganger cooldown is extremely long early on. And if you're using that to take off sticky napalm, then you're making yourself very vulnerable for ganks. So we'll see where this Puck can fit in.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's definitely some vulnerabilities there. The early pressure that this Geek Fam lineup across all of their lanes can put out is very scary. Like, we've been seeing a lot more of Bat's supports, but in this game, it feels like the Bat 3, which is what I'm anticipating this being, comboed together with the Grimstroke or the Tusk. Like, either one, it really doesn't matter. It's going to cause so many issues. Omni Knight's pretty cool. Is it though? Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not cool.
I think they're really afraid of this Batrider. They just want dispels in multiple lanes, so it doesn't really matter what this farm priority or what lane Batrider goes into, because either he hassles the Phantom Lancer and you have Doppelganger to purge off the sticky napalm, or he hassles Omni Knight and you have Heavenly Grace to deal with that. But it seems a bit tunnel vision-y to counter out one hero.
Well, and I like the idea. I've talked about this a ton on my like streams and stuff like that, but I think that Heavenly Grace is like quietly the best spell in all of Dota right now. Gives you 28 strength. It's like ridiculous status resistance. It's so good, but it just happens to be attached to like a pretty garbage can hero outside of that for an offlaner without that much stuns. And I guess this is just like all sit behind the PL, make him huge. But this lineup from Geek Fam can come online way earlier. I want to see a tower pusher, somebody that takes down buildings or at least enables them to take buildings. And then I'd be super comfortable picking Geek Fam to win this one.
Yeah, because T1 also don't have the strongest wave clear. They're going to be quite reliant on Puck to deal with that. And so if they do have like, I don't really think they could fit like a DK into this lineup very easily. But I'm with you that a tower pusher could go a long way. Leshrak's already banned out. Can't really fit a Pugna in if you already have Ember. I'm not really a fan of safe lane Ember against a Puck.
We have been seeing a little bit more of it recently. I don't know if it's something that they'd still be willing to go for on Geek Fam, but they have. I don't remember if it was them that ran. I mean, all these freaking games, pile
I mean,
it's
it's definitely trending, which is why it's not as unheard of as it was like a few months ago.
Right.
But I think it is quite lane dependent. But then again, he has a Grimstroke in his lane, and I do think Ember Grimstroke is another Inkswell combo.
Oh, that's a good hidden building hero. That's pretty good. Do they
it's
have
good later on though? It's slower than I was anticipating.
But I think it as long as he has an okay start, it hits way earlier than the PL does at least.
Yeah, that's true. And they knew they don't know the mid lane matchup to be sure, but also none of these heroes are really that scary for an Alchemist to go up against mid.
Yeah.
Either it's going to be the Puck or the Void Spirit.
I'd actually rather see the PL. Maybe if it is mid Alch. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or not, but it sounds like it could be good.
Yeah, all these melee heroes kind of struggle, I think.
Okay.
So they end up putting Yokum on the Puck, and Yokum is the
4.
Oh, okay. So in your dream, what? Wait,
yeah,
what?
Mid Omni. Okay, let's go.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess in terms of melee heroes who struggle, Omni Knight doesn't struggle quite as much. But man, how do you skill up? I wonder if you go like Degen or a.
I mean,
the lane push out the lane very well.
The lane's not long enough, really, to run down the Alch. I don't think.
Yeah. Whoa, I'm intrigued to say the least. I don't think it's good.
I mean, we'll see.
Was it like too difficult to recover the rest of the lineup? Because I was thinking, okay, so PL1, Void Spirit as the 4. Yeah, I guess the problem is that Omni Knight like can't really be a support.
They would have had to put
be
Puck
a core.
4. They would have put Puck 4, which I liked. Which they, yeah, that's the problem.
But then you have to send like So I guess their decision was either Void Spirit goes mid, or Omni Knight goes mid, and Void Spirit definitely would not do anything to an Alchemist. But I'm also pretty sure that Omni Knight does not do anything to an Alchemist, but I'm curious, if nothing else, just to see what Omni Knight mid is played like. How do you scale him up? How do you lane against an Alchemist? Do you push out the lane? Do you fall around? I'm very excited to find out.
Well, why don't you talk for a little bit more while I try and take care of some production stuff? Sure. I believe in you. You're gonna kill it.
I'll do a quick run through the lineups. We got Forev on the Void Spirit. We got Yokum on the Puck. We got Miracle on the Phantom Lancer. In Your Dream, playing the mid Omni Knight, and Paulison on the Shadow Demon. And for Geek Fam, we got Cuckoo on the Bat Rider. We got K. Is that what he goes with?
Carl.
It's Carl, right. We got Carl on the Mid Alchemist. We got Whitemon on the Grimstroke. We got Raven on the Ember Spirit, and we got Zephyr on the Tusk.
Beautiful start to this. I think that I got it all. Oh man, we're killing it right now with these overlays. Although I actually haven't hit the overlay button, but that's fine. Don't even trip, Chocolate Chip. It is all good in the hood. We are about it. Let's go. Frev. There's a lot of heroes up here. They don't know about Mr. Tuskman. Zephyr with some boots first and some tangos. They could definitely run down this Void Spirit if he's not careful.
Yeah, this is a cute positioning. The problem is that if he has to skill up Snowball 1, it's
Oh.
not really worth it. Oh,
Hello.
Yokum spots him.
How's it going? Nice to see you there. He's going to try and run over here and try and get one of these bounty runes. It looks like In Your Dream picks up the bounty and is going to get punched a little bit. They decide to turn now onto Forev instead, who'd already used...
Oh, nice dissimulate.
Yeah, he's out of there. Nice play. Okay. Easy peasy.
All right. So he misses the block mid because of that combat. He gets the bounty rune, which is very important against an alchemist who did skill up Greevil's Grid at level 1. But let's see if Alchemist is going to be able to see us under the tower. Maybe it was tactical. He only got one last hit, so
there you
maybe
go.
this is all according to plan.
Oh,
Right,
the other
two
thing
last hits.
there.
Yeah, what's up?
So that's interesting, right? He's taking the Heavenly Grace right now to give him better lasting potential because he gets an extra 7th strength on top of it, right?
That's true.
But he still missed the range creep deny. So that wasn't great, but it's fine. Surely it's fine.
Yeah, so that's why I'm so curious to see what the skill build is, because I could justify maxing any of these. Like, you max out Purification so that you can push out the lane extremely aggressively and make sure that Alchemist can't just lay down Acid Spray and walk away. You max out Heavenly Grace because it helps you last hit, and it just gives you sustain to stand inside the Acid Spray. Or you max out Degen, and you just walk up to Alchemist, who has very low armor, and just, I don't know, bully him out of the lane. So I'm curious to see how In Your Dream will approach this.
Well, lots of possibilities. We'll see what they end up going for. At least in these early goings, it does look like Alka's having an okay time against him. Actually, 9-2 versus 4-1 with one more creep wave coming in. So at the very least, he's not shutting down the Alk, but probably we'll be able to learn more about this as the lane continues on here.
And elsewhere, Zephyr has managed to cut the wave deep in the enemy territory in the bot lane. But he's kind of like taking the last hits. So,
okay.
I mean, I guess the supports are thrilled about this, but Phantom Lancer's not very pleased. Although he's last hitting just fine.
Yeah, he misses a wave there, unfortunately. That full one that's going to be denied out from him. Did see that one deny that came out in the Shadow Demon as well. But yeah, this early going here, as long as Alchemist is able to farm, which it looks like he is so far, everything is fine and dandy. This is a pretty big damage increase here, gaining an extra 14 from In Your Dream. As he's just gonna right-click Carl for a little while, and does look like, at least for the moment, he's taking a big old beating. Not great.
Yeah, he's gonna salve up. Yeah, so it seems like the build is still just gonna be the same. Your main goal is just to deal with the Phantom Lancer. That's why you pick the Alchemist. Raven on the Ember Spirit's gonna buy time, and Raven himself on the Ember Spirit is also very difficult for a Phantom Lancer to deal with, so not very many resources are going to be put into Miracle this game, I feel. Even though he is going to be your game winner, it won't be in T1's best efforts to just, like, pour resources into him. Meanwhile, top lane.
To get out. A lot of damage being dealt, but no real threat for a kill. Yokum is going to get shard blocked here, actually, and it's just going to TP away. A way to break that one. You knew it.
No Snowball online yet, and that's really their only disable. Either that or chains.
It's well, another pop there of the Heavenly Grace. He doesn't have a Soul Ring yet on In Your Dream, which he's going to need to be able to continue to spam out this spell. On the other side, Carl does have his Soul Ring already done, and probably is just going to be making the rounds from these sort of medium camps that he can stack up as time goes on. He's got golems over there on the top jungle.
Right, and so that's why now I'm kind of confused what Omni Knight's gonna do now, because he only has 1 point in Purification, and he cannot push out the wave at nearly the same pace that Carl can with the Acid Spray, as Yokum and Zephyr are kind of dueling it out.
And Your Dream is going to be granted a nice little haster in there. Top lane, Raven and Forev trading some blows as Whitemon moves in as well. They do have the chains followed up afterwards. Pretty nice little bit of damage out there. As Forev tries to escape, does manage to get the double back, but he is running underneath towards the tower shards, and it's going to be a block off, which should secure the kill, taking down that Void Spirit and gain first blood for Raven.
First blood in flames.
Yeah, he had tried to gank mid, but the puck showed up at the exact same time, and so Tusk wasn't able to do that, because otherwise, like, I don't really think shutting down the Void Spirit's going to do very much. Raven's doing just fine in this lane. It's 21-8, but I mean, every little bit helps if you're a Tusk. This is your responsibility. As a laner, you're not really doing very much, but as a ganker, you're fantastic. And now, when you want to challenge bounty runes, you're also fantastic. We'll see if he can beat Yoakum to the click.
And he did. Ooh, 3 going the way of Geek Fam. That is tasty. He just gets
Alchemist
the TP out.
Thrilled with this, and he's got a stack going. Yeah, this is going to be a very tough game for T1.
I mean, I like what Paulison is doing, moving in and trying to at least soak some experience. The problem is he's only a level 2, so these early points in Shadow Poison will not be enough to take away these stacks here. Very frustrating. As they bring in Your Dream, looks like they're going to try and sneak away these last 2 creeps, but I don't think you care that much if you're Carl. You're going to be able to get this full wave to yourself now, at least to some extent.
Yeah, I'm curious if Paulison's just going to block it. He's got a Sentry Ward that he's sitting on, and now Shard block on In Your Dream, but he's got his Soul Ring finished off, and Carl is going to have to activate his ult.
Gets it off, though, and now level 6. He is just about to finish off treads, and Your Dream is very low right now. Just have to be a little bit wary about overextending, but having that purification means he should be fine. And is going to get that deny as well. So, nice little pickup there as Carl is going to find himself a regen rune and head off to the jungle. His merry little way.
They're not contesting Alchemist very well in terms of, like, I don't know, trying to shut down his jungle farm, because at the minimum, at least try to get some vision, because you've got a Puck and you've got a Void Spirit who are very, very mobile heroes, and it's like a minimal investment for them to move around the map. Like Puck, you know, you fail a gank, you can get back over the cliff with either of your spells, Waning Rift or Illusory Orb. Forev, maybe he'll wait until he's level 6 until he starts rotating, but I don't know, like, nope, well, they do catch the Grimstroke.
Yeah, that's a quick and easy one. Nice pickup. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, so that sometimes isn't necessarily a problem, right? Because you can, like, take down towers, but this is a lineup that doesn't really do that on T1 either. As Raven trying to get a little bit more aggressive here. Spell's still on cooldown, and looks like Yoakum's going to back out of there as, well, they pull him back in. He's fine.
Yeah, he's got 9 stick charges. A little bit unlucky that he wasn't able to get the chains on the Puck, otherwise it may have been a kill. And Whitemon throws up his bottle, so Raven's good to go. They may try to go on Forev again.
They're thinking about it. Inkswell, Chase, Remnant, get the stun. Oh no, he missed the stun actually. But they'll still be able to find this kill onto Forev most likely, although maybe a chance for a turnaround. Zephyr there as well. The silence onto 3. Nice combination. They lose the Tusk. It looks like Whitemon might go down afterwards. Raven seeing if he can find himself a consolation kill as they're chasing down Yoakum. Raven pops the sick charges, finds himself another one, a double kill, and now Paulison also in some trouble. And, well, it looks like he's going to get a triple. Raven, easy peasy.
Yeah, that's definitely a tip-worthy play. Raven sitting on 18 stick charges, especially once the Shadow Demon showed up, started tossing out those Shadow Poisons, which Shadow Demon is maxing out, so very, very value work from Raven. I mean, they were getting distracted. You should have known that an Ember Spirit who's level 6 would be more than willing to turn around and attempt like that, because they weren't even focusing the Ember Spirit. They're like, all right, he's going to kill our Void Spirit. Let's try to get, I don't know, this Grimstroke in the meanwhile. But, I mean, if you're showing up to Ember Spirit's lane, you should be trying to kill the Ember Spirit.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that they don't manage to get him becomes that much more dangerous, because also during that time, Alk was farming.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he's like halfway to his relic basically at this point.
And Phantom Lancer's sweating the whole time. He's like, guys, what are you doing? Neither of the heroes that you killed are important right now. Yeah. It's either the Alchemist or the Ember Spirit. No one else really matters.
Well, and it's a really hard situation that they're in just by virtue of what their draft is doing right now. Like it was a really good last pick out.
It was a very good last pick out, yeah.
Because
none of the lanes are even like able to be pressured right now. Even if they did have pushers, Grimstroke has 2 points in Stroke of Fate. Ember Spirit's level 8 right now, and Acid Spray is maxed out. So where do you even go to push, even if you could push?
Yeah, there really isn't any place. Granted, you know, Alk doesn't necessarily want to be there, but that's kind of why they're running around trying to find kills wherever they can. And I don't know, we'll see what they can put together here. Kind of need to wait for, like, ultis come off, cooldown, but, I mean, having this Tusk means that every fight for a rune, every fight for an objective, even these fights that are probably going to happen for an outpost, they're going to be into the favor of Geek Fam. This hero is so strong early, although he is getting kind of ran down a little bit here by Paulison. And looks like he might be able to secure another one as well. Top lane, Raven just kills off Yokum.
It's a level 4 puck. There's not a whole hell of a lot he's going to be able to do. And it's time to challenge the outposts. They've already claimed this one on Radiant, and Phantom Lancer is going to help, so it doesn't look like Dire's going to be able to take it away from them.
Cuckoo getting ran down here, trying to get towards his bounty rune. On the other side, it does look like Paulson was able to pick up that bounty rune, and Cuckoo is going to fly away.
Consolation prize. Yet again, 3 bounty runes go the way of Dire, aka go the way of the Alchemist team.
Dude, he's got Relic. It is 10 minutes. He's got another stack to finish off. This game is, I mean, there's still... Yeah.
This Wraithband, Blade of Alacrity, Phantom Lancer has to show up with a Siege Creep wave to push down mid, and it's not going to do a lot because of the Grimstroke, and they're going to be able to push back this wave, although In Your Dream's trying to bully Carl, but like you said, he's got the Relic already. There's not very much you can do to scare this Alchemist.
No. Like, I want this Siege Creep, it's mine. See if he's going to be able to get it here. Does get the last... Oh, man. He is a very, very farmed Alchemist. He has the Royal Jelly as well, on top of the Ocean Heart. Like, all the stats, all the regen. He gives also... Miracle a tip. Oh, my God.
Yeah, thanks for coming to my lane, bro. Real great push that was. Which I don't know why they went mid, because this is the most convenient lane for Alk to defend. Like you said, he doesn't really want to have to show up and put down an acid spray. But if it's his own lane, then sure, why not? But if you push like mid or top, I guess you can't push top because the Ember Spirit's super farmed. And I'm surprised they didn't opt to just push mid. I feel like I may have been better off just rotating as opposed to the Phantom Lancer rotating, but maybe after that outpost challenge, then PL was like, all right, I'm in the neighborhood, let's just try to push. But I don't know, every minute is so expensive when you're playing against an Alchemist.
And you look at T1, they're building the right items, as far as trying to deal with this. You've got the Spirit Vessel that's going to be on the way for Yokum, but this is a position 4 puck who is not going to be able to get that much farm. So in terms of him, like, he's got the right idea, but is it going to be in time? It feels like probably not. So Paulison going to be hit here by a snowball. Move in with a whole heck of a lot of people, and Forev is back behind, ready to turn a fight if it goes that way. But you can see for Geek Fam, they're not even too concerned. They just back out, take it nice and easy. In Your Dream, trying to get aggressive on Whitemon, but not going to happen.
Now, this is the part that I'm very excited to see what a mid Omni Knight can do, because you've been given mid farm, you've been given mid levels, and you need to somehow have a game impact worthy of being given those resources. There's smoke up on T1, and they're starting to converge on mid, but Tusk has respawned.
And this is Radiance just now completed as well. Dream Coil, they're onto 2. No snowball save possible, but Raven, he just wants to go in and fight. Blows up that Shadow Demon right at the start. Big stun onto 2. Can they find any more? Geek Fam do not lose a hero, and T1 lose 3.
I'm not one to be defeatist, but this is... you probably have Dota Plus. What's the win rate looking at right now?
Well, actually, apparently T1 was up at 70%, and now it's down to 60% T1 favored.
What could it have possibly done to get 70%? Silence comes out on the Omni Knight.
Yeah, he's very dead. But whatever it is, they need more of it, because it ain't happening right now. They are completely getting dismantled here. Unreal.
Typically, I would say that, okay, your Phantom Lancer is your escape maneuver, I suppose, because he's the game winner. Right. But the Ember Spirit's so massively farmed that even the Phantom Lancer doesn't feel safe farming anywhere, because Alchemist, like you said, it's going to be consistent that Alchemist does not want to show up until he absolutely has to, which Carl's being pretty slick, by the way. He's been turning off his Radiance every time he gets disrupted, which you can do after you get disrupted. Like, you don't need to do it preemptively like you do with like a Darkseer wall. If you hit it while you're disrupted, they'll spawn off.
So nice. So nice.
Yeah, and so even that Shadow Demon's not going to be very useful in team fights. Ember Spirit, he's going to be going for... I don't really know.
For who? Who'd you say?
Wait, are you going old Mr. Destructoid on me? Because I was kind of losing you for a second.
No, I'm still here. I'm chilling.
Oh, okay.
You sound beautiful in my ears.
Okay, never mind.
So it's just
then.
me.
Yeah, so Well, actually, they're letting mid go for free, which is a little bit odd. So props to T1, props to Miracle for freely taking that, and now bullying an Alchemist out of his own jungle. Wow, this is a very ballsy Phantom Lancer. He does have the Diffusal Blade completed now. So if there was ever a time to make aggressive plays, such as the Tusk up top, then it's now.
Yep, leashed. Caught him for the moment with the taunt, and then they get that kill. I mean, I think it just speaks to the fact that, like, Geek Fam are like, all right, we can give up whatever we want. The only thing that can't be allowed to happen is Alchemist dying. And so they're just avoiding for the moment. But it does have that feeling of that, like, kind of impending sense of doom, right? You know, you've got these heroes that are really coming online, and a BKB is going to be the first pickup after the Radiance for Carl, and he's almost got it. 12,000 net worth compared to the 7,000 of the next highest in Miracle.
Why did they just give away 2 tier 1 towers? Yeah, I agree that the Alchemist doesn't need to die, but the Alchemist doesn't also need to show up. The Ember Spirit's very, very farmed. The team fight, I think, is superior on Geek Fam because the puck is so far behind. Doesn't have the Spirit Vessel completed yet. Does have the urn finished though. But I mean, Dream Coil's been on cooldown for a while, and yet they still just give away 2 tier 1 towers for free. And Phantom Lancer is still feeling very, very confident. So
yeah,
I guess they're just waiting for Ember Spirit to complete his second major item, as Raven does have the Desolator finished, and we'll see if he can take this tier 1 tower bot.
He just took that one. Up here to the top side, Cuckoo finds a couple. Snowball save for the moment. Whitemon is dead. Now the Walrus Punch afterwards. The big jump in from Raven. He found one. Can they get another? As PL is already dead, and they're chasing.
Raven has a Spirit.
Well, it was a bold attempt, but they ended up getting him.
So it's just that easy. I mean, they could team fight whenever they feel like it. It's not a great idea to, like, yeah, they won afterwards because T1 decided to overextend, but those 2 tier 1 towers should not have gone down in the first place. But yeah, again, it doesn't really matter that much because they're so far ahead.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's looking now like, I mean, you've got BKB on Carl, and the rest of these items kind of feel like they're just wanting to end the game a little bit, right? You've got the BKB that's going to be out for Ember Spirit soon. Carl is trying to TP away here, and they won't quite be able to find him in time. So he'll be able to get away again scot-free. Now, God, Carl's just going to clear through this giant ancient stack as well. Oh, that's tough.
Tusk is going to get some cozy experience. Maybe if he scoops up some last hits, he gets a little bit closer to his Blink Dagger, but yeah, the Geek Fam are doing such a great job at enabling this. Like, they knew the perfect time to pick an Alchemist, and they definitely know how to play around an Alchemist.
Yeah. And in the meantime, 6,000 gold lead. They're going to try and get that ward down. It was just within vision of the other Observer ward, which was just outside of vision of the Sentry. That is really unfortunate positioning for Paulison, where their ward is probably going to get taken away. Bottom lane?
Bro tries to go on Whitemon, but if you're getting silenced, then you can't really do a whole heck of a lot as a Void Spirit.
True enough. Yeah, just easy as pie, back on out. Pick what you want afterwards. Keep getting him super duper farmed. This dude's closing in on about 1,000 GPM almost. It's pretty quick.
I think they've gotten like 3 out of the 4 bounty runes, like on at least the 5 and the 10 minute mark. I think at the 15 minute mark it went 2 and 2, but that's definitely been doing a huge benefit to him as well. And now they're smoking all the way from the bot lane to the top lane. This is quite the journey.
Well, it's a journey we take together. So they're all holding hands, ready to go. They have Snowball, of course, Soulbind ready to go as well. But it looks like the TPs out are already going to be commencing. Paulison? Ooh, almost got him, but not quite.
Oh, yoke him? Oh.
He wanted it. Yeah, and then a smoke up the other direction. They're trying to find Carl. Can they kill him, though, if they get him? I mean, maybe. They see him right here. Paulison gets the Radiance onto him. Oh, and now Carl sees Paulison. Bring around the Rosie. In some trouble. The double stun comes out onto both with the lasso. Oh, it hurts to watch. It really hurts. As Paulison is eventually going to get taken down. As you said, well, it looks like he kept the Radiance on that time, but maybe he didn't. PL's dead as well. I mean, this is just, it's completely falling apart.
Yeah, the benefit of them going for that long smoke meant that all their TPs were still available, so they left Alchemist down there, but they knew that if things... Oh, well, that's a BKB activation.
Yeah, it happens.
Carl. Yeah, it happens. They went for it because they knew that they could TP back.
Right.
I like Raven didn't even leave a spirit behind. They knew that they could just converge immediately, and he's so God. There's nothing you can do against this alchemist, really.
Well, and I think again, it's like it speaks to when you're drafted kind of into a corner like that, and you sort of forget about one of these heroes that's. I don't know. I think it's why we've been seeing more and more people get like first phase bans out on Meepos or alchemists or other weird heroes like that as they aren't necessarily like super crazy strong, but you might draft yourself into a corner, and now with just the 2 bans on that second side, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The second side of the draft. It means that there's less opportunity for you to ban out those cheese heroes. You kind of have to take them out in the earlier parts of your draft, because otherwise you're vulnerable to them.
And T1 also kind of led themselves to something like that happening by picking up the Void Spirit and the Phantom Lancer so early on in first phase.
Right.
Then you don't really leave yourself much in terms of contingencies in case something like that does happen, which is why so many teams always typically save a core for the last pick, not only because you can get the ideal matchup, but that's going to be the game winner. That's going to be the hero that can defeat whatever else the other 4 heroes are presented, or the other 9 heroes that are being presented. And Alchemist was just that answer.
Yeah.
Whereas Omni Knight has not proven to be that answer.
You're totally right. I think it's just, again, like that idea of needing to adjust the way that drafts are working now to this new reality that we exist in with 4 bans at the start. It's not something that I was fully prepped for, but it totally makes sense. As there you go. Way to let everybody know about it.
I gotta make it clear to the Korean casters what is happening here, because T1 they're like I'm a League of Legends watcher. What is going on in Dota 2? But there's Radiance on the field, and it's not being countered because Shadow Demon can't do anything with disruption.
So again, to anybody out there that's not understanding what he's talking about, when you're in the disruption, you click your little Radiance button, you turn it off, and then as you come out, it means that the illusions that come out don't have Radiance. And then you just turn it back on again afterwards. And all of a sudden, this hero just, like, he looks really, really sad. He just a little frowny face. Hollison's not happy.
It just goes the way of Raven. He's working his way to the BKB. And
oh my God,
should be a 10-second BKB on Alchemist. Yeah, that you can't turn off. So maybe that's the secret. He's bringing Shadow Demon back into the game.
I love it. Well, moving in towards the mid lane, God, Geek Fam have looked super crisp this game. Like, outside of losing those 2 towers, I don't think that there's been a move that they've made that's really been like a tragic overstep or anything. Like, it's kind of just been everything they need to do.
Exactly. The 2 towers were the only thing, but aside from that, like, the decision to smoke all the way from bot to top, I think was smart, even though they didn't get any kills, leaving Alchemist alone in kind of dangerous territory, and they've been consistently stacking for him. Tusk has been moving around the map even since minute 1 trying to find ganks, and did he abandon the idea for the Blink Dagger? Because now he's got the medallion. So I guess Tusk is going in a different direction. He doesn't need to save anyone. They're so far ahead. They're better off just trying to kill people first.
Dire scanning, immediately identifying where Radiant are going to go. Dude, they are so in their head. Geek Fam know exactly what's happening right now. And that was definitely a Cuckoo scan, too, because he was the one that was like, all right, they're going to be coming over here towards me.
Yeah.
Do they find him off in the trees?
They're really coming.
I mean, that's big brain from them, too. They run away, try and get out. Cuckoo's not going to happen. But yeah, as you said, bottom lane, there's an issue here.
Yeah, that is a Desolator, Ember Spirit, and a Dragon Scale on the Alchemist. There's no chance of racing that. Ferev does manage to distract the Alchemist with the Aether Remnant, and he may get out.
Oh, he cancels TP? Ferev?
Now he's definitely screwed.
Go hide. This is my new base now. I don't want to be here anymore. Leave me alone. Aether Remnant. Trying to escape. Deny yourself to the fountain. It's your only option. I promise. Poor guy.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing this Blade Mail build more and more. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know if he just picked it up just because of how the game is going, or if that was his plan all along, but I have yet to see a Blade Mail Void Spirit be like, whoa, this is sick. He's mitigating so much damage with Resonant Pulse and dealing so much of it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice idea, definitely, but I think that in this game, it feels like the draft itself put them so far behind. That maybe they could have gone for something like an earlier Spirit Vessel on the Void Spirit or something. Yoakum has that now, so possibly if you can get, Carl just pop his BKB again for no reason, then he can make the fight happen there.
Poor Yoakum has to hold on to these charges for dear life. I don't even know when the last time Radiant got a kill was.
Let's just check.
Well, I guess they got the one on Cuckoo, but that must be the 2 charges actually. I think that's where they got these 2 charges from.
Sick. Got him.
Nice. It was tactical. That 5-man commitment, it was all just for the charges.
I mean, unironically, if they did manage to, get... Oh, God, Carl just blows up the tier 3 tower. Okay, banish again, pull him back in, and it's going to be a lot of damage back the other direction as they completely destroy Forev. And again, as you mentioned, no Radiance on these Alkalusions. They are going to take down the building. Ooh, doggy.
Parakeet. A little bit too late. I think they would have liked that for the tier 3 defense, but they'll take it.
Now, I think that this one is looking like it's pretty close to curtains here. There's still, like you said, that tier 2 that's mid, but, well, they're burning through the mana of Raven. They're trying to stop the pressure however they can. It's going to be actually a Vlad's completed for Zephyr. Some more team fight-oriented things.
This is good. This is, like, ideally, whenever you have an Alchemist, you're like, okay, we can go as late as we want. But if you're this far ahead this early on, just end the game. Don't risk making any mistakes.
Yeah.
Go for these game-ending items like a Vlad's, the early BKBs on the Ember Spirit. This is what, like, you need to... Don't overplay your hand, pretty much.
Now, jump forward. Miracle in some trouble. Big Dream Coil there, on to 4. Do they have enough damage, though? Carl is not going down. He's just going to beat them all the way dead and dusted and done. 4 are gone. I think it's time to type in those 2 magical letters as Miracle accepts his fate. And I think this one might be done. I think that we'll see if they're gonna be able to hold off. But this is another tier 3 tower done at the very least.
Buyback repair kit. Wait, do they have any charges left on the repair kit? Puck doesn't have it in the inventory anymore. Oh, there we go. GG.
Damn.
As Carl's chat line was saying, that was genius. The Alchemist pick was genius. That was a fantastic way to finish off the draft. They had no answers to it, and I don't know what I don't know if sending anyone else mid would have helped. I don't think it would have. But man, Omni Knight mid was definitely not that great.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one. There, it felt real bad towards the end. But I think that some of the reason that it ended up working so well was, I think that, I mean, I don't know if they knew about the Shadow Demon thing with the Radiance. I'm assuming that they did, but that wasn't really an answer.
Yeah. It
was just a really good overall game from Geek Fan, because outside of just Carl playing an Alchemist, it was Raven that had a tremendous game. 12-0-7. Dude was a monster. He did eclipse the 1,000 GPM mark on Carl, 1,022.
He did. Yeah, very impressive.
Which I haven't seen a whole lot of, but I mean, that's what goes on if you go 4-0-10 on Alk and get a billion bounty runes. Yeah, good stuff. Thoughts going into the next game? Things that you'd like to see switched up for T1?
On paper, I did consider Geek Fam to be the favorites even before we were going into this. Even though they have the same record right now in this tournament, I think Geek Fam have just proven over earlier events that they're just more of a team. And this was a draft loss. There's not much to diagnose in terms of like gameplay. You just need to, if nothing else, be a little bit more conservative with your core picks early on. I don't think picking a first phase Phantom Lancer is viable. Even though the hero is quite good, I don't really think it's worth it because there are just too many responses to a Phantom Lancer. He's not a very flexible hero. You always know what he's going to build. You always know where he's going to lane, and you always know what the lane matchup is going to be. So maybe a little bit more flexibility from the T1 team drafts Gotcha. Is what I'd like to say.
All right, sounds good. We'll keep our eyes on it, see if they are going to go for a little bit more flexibility in that draft. And at least for now, we're going to go to a quick break. Game number 2 right around the corner. We've got 3 best of 3s for you guys today, and this was just game 1 of the first series. So stay tuned. T1 versus Geek Fam right after this.